Hello everyone, welcome back to English with Aisha Siddiqui. I hope you're all fit and healthy and you're taking all precautions from the virus. Be careful as there are so many countries who are having a lockdown back again. If you all do not want that Pune or India goes back into the lockdown situation, we really need ourselves to be protected from the virus by like, taking all the precautions. It's an individual's responsibility so that at a large we do not at large we are not affected so much, right? So I hope you all are taking all precautions, and if you all are not, please start with using your sanitizers and wearing your mask, as people have taken it very lightly now, and mostly they are not using masks and all as they were using when the virus was had just started, and how scared everyone was in the starting. But now people are just taking it so easily and not taking any precautions, as people are thinking it's gone. But it has not completely gone. If it comes back, it will come back with a more harsher strike and more harsher way, where there'll be more deaths. So to prevent that, an individual can do the best thing, can take their own care and precautions. So now let's start with the topic. Today's topic is a very unique topic of poetry. It's in the starting of the introduction of poetry. We have not yet completed the introduction and not yet started the first poetry. The introduction itself is vast, so that you all understand what is poetry, what are the different types of poetry, why different elements of poetry are required, how to write a poetry, and how authors have written poetry, how did they write it in the previous time, how are they writing it right now. So all these things are really important while learning poetry. So that is the reason, before going forward and doing any part of poetry, I am continuously doing the first and the very starting introduction of poetry itself, and I'm not going to move forward until and unless I finish the introduction of poetry. Later on, then we'll start with poetry, and that will be much more easier for you all to understand later on. So let's start. Today's topic is rhyme scheme, and it's on page number 26. Previous topics that I have finished is Caesura. The name itself is unique, and you all need to know about it. So you all could go to the previous video and see what it is. Then I have done chorus and diction and many more topics of poetry. Now we'll be moving forward to the topic of rhyme. Why rhyme is important? What are the different types of rhymes? Let's start. Now here, the topic is poetry and rhyme. Creative writing. Of course, writing poetry is the most creative thing for a person. Let's see what is rhyme. The basic definition of rhyme is two words that sound alike. Very simple. Two words that just sound alike is known as rhyme. Usually, the vowel sounds are the same and the consonants are different. The vowel sound like E, and like suppose SEEC and BEEB. So mostly the vowels are same sounds and the consonants are the different sounds in a rhyme or in a poetry. And for example, there are two examples given here. I mean, one pair of rhyme is given here, book and nook. So the vowel that is OO is same and the other consonants are different. Why rhyme? Why we need to rhyme? Among many reasons, the following are the most common reasons why we require rhyme. Rhyme helps to unify a poem. Unify, that means to make a poem interesting. It also repeats a sound that links one concept to another thus helping to determine the structure of a poem or emphasize an idea. To bring more importance on one thing, to bring people's attraction or attention on one topic, and therefore, though that topic's word is repeated, and the sound is also used to connect two things together. So, when two subsequent lines rhyme, it is likely that they are themat- thematically linked. Thematically linked. That means theme of the poetry, that is thematically, both the themes are interconnected in a poetry, and therefore the rhymings are made. Connect to a rhyme meter add musicality. So a rhyme mostly adds music to the poetry. This is how we still remember our nursery poems or whatever we've learned in our childhood, because it had a perfect music and rhyme. Let's see the various types of rhyme. Okay. Now, there are two categories of rhyme. The first one is perfect rhymes, the second one is general rhymes. In perfect rhymes, there is pure and strict. In general rhymes, use of words that are similar. So, perfect rhymes means something that is very perfect. You cannot use anything on your own, just just whatever you all want, like C, B, or T, right? We cannot use anything that is randomly used. You have to be very pure and strict. In general rhymes, yes, you can use that is very similar. You can make it on your own. So first we will go through the perfect rhymes, and then we will also see the general rhymes. Let's move forward. What is the first type of rhyme? Okay, let me just read the names of perfect rhymes. Internal rhyme, end rhyme, masculine and feminine rhyme, identical rhyme. So there are five perfect rhymes. There can be questions based on this. Give me the different types of rhymes and explain in detail each and every rhyme. So please do understand it very well so that you can write it in your own words during your exams. Five types of perfect rhymes. Let's see the other five of general. Slant rhyme, I rhyme, assonance, alliteration, apocryphated rhyme. So let's go to it. Internal rhyme, that is perfect. Rhyme inside a poem, rhyme inside a line of a poem or a word inside a line that rhymes with a word at the end of the line. As he spoke, the child began to choke. So internal line is not mostly what rhymes are at the end. The end words are similar. Okay, the end words are similar in a rhyme, but in the internal rhyme, the middle word and the end word is similar. Let's see end rhyme. Now, this is mostly used in poetry. Maximum poetry is used end rhyme, but there are internal as well. Let's see the example. Rhyme at the ends of the poetry is used, end lines of the poetry. Time frozen on a face, dreams drift to a place. So, face and place are rhyming words, and they're used at the end of the poetry. Then there's a masculine rhyme. Now, let's see why it's named masculine. Rhyme in which only one syllable is matched. So masculine, that are males, very few people can match them, right? They're very, everyone is different and unique. So why it's known as masculine? Only one syllable is matched. That means two words are not same, like book and hook. O is same, but here only one syllable, one letter is going to be same. I fell in the pit and lost my mitt. Now, pit and mit, there are no two eyes that are matching, but only one eye and one eye is matching. So, one syllable is matched in masculine. Let's see feminine. More than one syllable rhymes. So, girls have so many friends and so many enemies, right? So, you can remember on that thing that more than one syllables are rhyming here. For example, the most common example of William Shakespeare, that is Sonnet 20, a woman's face with nature's own hand painted. Hast thou, the master mistress of my passion, a woman's gentle heart, but not acquainted with shifting change as is false woman's fashion. But since she pricked thee out of for woman's pleasure, mine by thy love, and thy loves use their treasure. You can see here so many uh, syllables are similar. If you see painted, acquainted, passion and fashion, pleasure and treasure, these are the words connecting, I mean rhyming. So let's take the first pair of words, that is painted and acquainted. In painted, you can see AINTED. Six syllables are matching. So A and A is there both, I and I is there both, N, T, E, D are there. So more than one syllable matching. Let's see passion and fashion. AASION. So many syllables are matching. Let's see pleasure and treasure. EASURE. I mean, almost half of the word is matching. So in feminine, more than one syllables are matching. Masculine, only one syllable matches. Let's see identical rhymes using the same word in repetition. So mostly all this also rhyme is used in a poetry. The same words are repeated. End rhyme or internal rhyme. So it can be anyhow. Identical rhyme does not need that it has to be in the end or it has to be in the internal. It can be both, either ways. We paused before a house that seemed a swelling of the ground. The roof was scarcely visible, the cornice in the ground. So you can see ground and ground are the same word that are repeated. Mostly it's in the end rhyme. So that's known as identical, same words used. Now let's see slant rhyme. Why it's known as slant? Slant rhyme, that is near rhyme. So slant rhyme is also known as near rhyme. Is a rhyme that is close. So a rhyme that is very close. As we walked up to the place, she entered face locked in daze. Now it's so similar, right? The words are very similar. So they're very near to each other. So you can see very similar. Now let's see what is eye rhyme. Also known as visual rhyme or sight rhyme. That's why it's named as eye rhyme because it's visual rhyme. A similarity in spelling between words that are pronounced differently and hence not an auditory rhyme. So it means there is a similarity in the spelling between the words that are pronounced differently, but the pronunciation of the words is going to be different. So they're not auditory rhymes. So you cannot even make out that they're rhymes, but the spellings are going to be similar. Slaughter and laughter, move and love, rain again. So one pair is slaughter and laughter. So you can see many spellings. I mean, in fact, the whole spelling is same instead of the S in the starting. So laughter, if you put a S, slaughter becomes, right? So the whole spelling is same. I rhyme. You can just look at it and understand. By listening to it, you will not be able to understand that it rhymes. Slaughter and laughter does not rhyme when we speak, but when we look it with our eyes, visual rhyme. That is why it's known as visual rhyme because we have to see and understand the similarity of the spellings. Move and love. The whole word is the same instead of M and L. OVE is similar. Rain and again the same thing. The first letters are similar. So I rhyme is a rhyme that you have to see and understand. Assonance, matching vowels. Now, what do you mean by matching vowels? Shake and hate. You can see the AA similar, EE similar. Assonance is sometimes used to refer to slant rhymes. So assonance can also be referred as slant rhymes. Now, alliteration, everyone knows what is alliteration, matching initial consonants. So, starting words are similar, like seashells, seashells, on the seashore. Alliteration. Alliteration. My God, my tongue got slipped because of that. So, here, short and ship. So, SH is same. Let's see, accopitated, apoctated. It's really difficult to pronounce. At times, even I cannot, I'm not able to pronounce it. So I have to actually look towards the word and I have to try to pronounce it like apocpated. So apocpated, right? occurs when the last syllable of one of the rhymes is missing. What does this mean? Let's read it again. Occurs when the last syllable of one of the rhymes is missing. So the last part is missing. Trap, happen. Wet, nettled. Ease, treason. Is treason. So the last syllable of one of the rhymes is missing. So you cannot see the last part, okay? Then a poem should be wordless as the flight of birds. So you can see here a percupated rhyme. So the word itself is complicated, its meaning is also complicated. Let's see an example. The Fresh Prince of Bel Air theme song. This is a YouTube video of the theme song. So you can go and search this on YouTube. See handout of lyrics. So when you just take a printout of lyrics, you can understand what rhyme scheme is used, how many types of rhyme schemes are used in this song. What types of rhymes do you see? Make notes on your copy as I play the song. So I'm not going to play the song. You yourself can play the song on YouTube. Take a print of that song, or you can just, if you do not want it a print and all, you can just take the lyrics of the song on your screen and you can note down what types of rhymes are being used in that poetry. Now let's see the rhyme scheme. Of course, we did the types of rhymes. You should always also know what is the rhyme scheme, right? Okay. A rhyme scheme is the pattern of rhyming lines in a poem or a song. It is usually referred to by using letters to indicate which lines rhyme. So if the first and the third word is rhyming, so A and A, and if I mean the first, third, and then the fifth one, the odd number of lines are rhyming. So you can just put A everywhere. And if the even numbers, that is 2, 4, 6th line is rhyming, you can put B, like that. And if there are many more words rhyming, C and D you can include. It is usually referred by using letters. In other words, it is a pattern of end rhymes or lines. So mostly it's the end rhymes where we can use the rhyming scheme. Can help when figuring out a poetic form. More on this to come. Let's see. Example of a rhyme scheme. Bid me to weep and I will weep. While I have eyes to see and having none, and yet I will keep a heart to weep for thee. So you can see weep and keep, see and thee. These are similar. So not 1 and 2 is not similar. The first word and the third one is similar. First and third, odd number. So that's why A and A is kept on the first and the third. C and D is similar. That's second and fourth, even number. So they are named as B and B. So I hope you all understood the rhyme scheme as well. And you all understood what is rhyme, why it is used. There are so many different types of rhymes, perfect and general. In perfect, there are five. In general, there are five. What are the names of it and how to use it, when to use it, how to recognize. Like I rhyme, you cannot listen and understand, but you have to see and understand. I hope you all have understood it and enjoyed it. If you all benefited if you're benefited from the video, please give it a thumbs up and like. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care.